Martina Navratilova unveils shocking truth about Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka's privilege. When Martina Navratilova speaks, the tennis world listens. The 18-time Grand Slam champion, known for her fearless honesty both on and off the court, has never been one to mince words. But this time, her latest remarks have sent shockwaves through the sport. In an explosive interview, Navratilova broke her silence on a topic few dare to touch: the concept of privilege in modern tennis and how it shapes the journeys of stars like Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka. People look at Coco and Naomi and think it's all talent and hard work, she said. But what many don't understand is that privilege takes many forms, and sometimes it's not what you think. Her words lit a firestorm of debate. Was she criticizing them or praising them? What did she mean by privilege in a world where both athletes have faced their own battles against racism, expectation, and mental pressure? To understand Navratilova's perspective, one must first understand the evolution of tennis itself and how two young women, Gauff and Osaka, stand at the center of a shifting cultural and generational landscape, the changing face of tennis. When Navratilova began her career in the 1970s, tennis was a different universe, dominated by European elites, rigid traditions, and barriers both social and political. She defected from communist Czechoslovakia in 1975, sacrificing home and safety for freedom. "I didn't just fight opponents," she once said, "I fought systems." So when Martina speaks about privilege, she does so from the lens of someone who built her empire from nothing. Privilege isn't always about money or fame, she explained. It's about access to coaching, opportunity, voice, and visibility. And Coco and Naomi have used their visibility not just themselves, but to lift others. That's a privilege, but also a responsibility. Her statement wasn't a jab. It was a challenge, a recognition that today's stars hold a different kind of power, one born from progress, visibility, and global connection. Coco Gauff, privileged through perseverance. At 21, Coco Gauff has already become more than a tennis champion. She's a symbol of resilience and purpose. From her stunning Wimbledon debut at 15 to her historic U.S. Open triumph at 19, Coco's story is one of grit and grace. Yet Navratilova's comment reframes her journey in a deeper light. Coco comes from a family that believed in her from day one. Martina said, "That's a kind of privilege I never had." She has a support system that lets her fail safely and dream loudly. That foundation that's powerful indeed. Coco's parents, Corey and Candy Gauff, engineered her path with care, turning family into fortress. Her father coached her. Her mother managed her schedule. They ensured that success didn't strip her sanity. But Navratilova's point wasn't to diminish Gauff's effort. It was to highlight how emotional privilege can be as vital as financial. Having love behind you when the world doubts you. She said that's what allows a young player to become fearless. And Coco has that in spades. Naomi Osaka, the power of global privilege. Then there's Naomi Osaka, the introverted powerhouse who changed tennis by daring to speak about mental health, racial identity, and social justice, even when it costs her comfort and sponsorships. Osaka's story is one of contrasts. A Haitian father and Japanese mother, a childhood split between cultures, a career marked by dominance and disappearance. Naomi represents a different kind of privilege. Navratilova explained she has the platform to redefine what it means to be an athlete. Her voice reaches beyond the court. That's rare, and that's privilege used with purpose. Indeed, Osaka's activism following the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020 transformed her into a global symbol of courage, but with that came scrutiny, anxiety, and eventual burnout. Still, her decision to step away from tennis to heal was revolutionary in its own right. She showed that privilege isn't immunity, it's autonomy, the freedom to make choices in a system that often punishes vulnerability. Naomi's privilege is that she can inspire millions by being human. Martina said, and that's the kind of power I fought my whole life for women to have. The privilege debate, a double-edged sword. Social media erupted within minutes of Navratilova's comments. Some hailed her insight is profound, noting how privilege in modern sports has evolved beyond class or race. It now includes mental wellness, cultural reach, and institutional backing. Others accused her of being dismissive, suggesting her tone undermined the hard-earned success of two women of color who shattered barriers in a historically exclusive sport. But Martina, unshaken as always, clarified, privilege doesn't mean your life is easy. It means you have something others don't, be it support, access, or visibility. The question is how you use it. And both Coco and Naomi are using it beautifully. It was a call to awareness, not accusation, a reminder that privilege, when recognized, can become a force for change, the evolution of opportunity. Navratilova's remarks also serve as a history lesson in how far tennis has come and how far it still has to go. When she and Billie Jean King fought for equal prize money in the 1970s, women's tennis was dismissed as entertainment rather than competition. Today, Coco and Naomi play in arenas packed with fans chanting their names, earning millions, commanding brands, and shaping global conversations. That transformation didn't happen overnight. It was built on decades of rebellion, sacrifice, and advocacy by pioneers like Navratilova herself. Coco and Naomi are walking through doors that women like Billie and I had to kick down. The ripple effect. Coco Gauff continues to inspire young athletes around the world, not just with her game, but with her gratitude. I know I'm blessed. She often says, my parents, my coaches, my opportunities, they give me strength. I want to give that back. Naomi Osaka, now balancing motherhood and tennis, has found peace in slowing down. My privilege is time, she said recently. Time to grow, time to heal, time to return stronger. These reflections echo Navratilova's philosophy that every generation must define privilege on its own terms and wield it with purpose. The full circle Martina Navratilova's statement, initially painted as a shocking turns out to be something far deeper, an invitation to look beyond simplicity to see how power evolves. Her life began in exile. Coco's began in encouragement. Naomi's began in duality. 3 paths, 3 eras, 1 truth. The mind defines a player. Privilege in their stories isn't comfort, it's consciousness. And if Navratilova's words spark controversy, perhaps that's exactly what you wanted to. Push tennis once again to confront its own blind spots. Epilogue. The game. Beyond the game. The lights dim on. Another tournament. Cameras fade. Reporters file their headlines. But somewhere in a quiet locker room, a young player laces her shoes, thinking about Coco, Naomi, and the legacy they carry. She's dreaming not just for hands and trophies, but a voice and vision of using her platform for something greater. And maybe that's the real truth Martina Navratilova was unveiling all along. The greatest privilege, she said, is to play the game and leave it better than you found it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share.